Welcome to Muddy River News this week, furnished by Harvey's. I'm Bob Goff. Debbie Reed, the president and CEO of Chaddock, is our guest today. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm glad we had you in here. This is long overdue.
Well, it's very good to be here.
In talking a little bit about the school and the history, you said you've got a milestone anniversary this year, 170 years.
170 years. Not many organizations in this community can say that, and a long and rich history that done great so far. We're looking to the next 170 now.
And again, talking about, like you said when we were chatting beforehand, actually you were a Civil War. The Chaddock grounds served as a Civil War hospital at one time.
We did. We were a college at that point in time, and so had dormitories. And so during the Civil War, the college was actually shut down for 18 months, so they could use our facilities for Union Army Hospital and training grounds.
And it was so was it at one time, I know it was called Quincy College, Quincy German and English College. Was it actually any part of Quincy College at one time, or these were separate things?
It was called Quincy College, but they were two different institutions.
Okay.
In fact, at one time someone gave an old diploma to Quincy College, and they knew it was before Quincy College was actually founded. And
wow.
It was for a period of time, Chaddock was known as Quincy College. So lots of rich history.
Wow. And also you have 300 employees now, more than 300 employees.
Over 300 employees.
Didn't realize that. And your overall operating budget's now $28.5 million.
We have 5 organizations in the Chaddock family of organizations, and yes, 28.5 million. So large economic impact on our local community.
And I know I back when in the news business, I've been there obviously several times, but I know when you purchased the former RAP clinic at 24th and Chestnut. I remember I was there for, I think, when that was like the unveiling or what have you.
Sure. And we thought that was just going to be this huge facility. How will we ever fill it? Now we're looking into bunk desks because we are so full.
I'll bet.
That continue to grow.
And then the Simon Family Center, that's the newer dormitory type living facilities.
Yes. We call them cottages, and we want them to look like a family home because that is our kids' home during the time that they're with us, and so. That was actually the first LEED certified building in the Quincy community, and so always trying to look at what new things can we incorporate to be a better steward of all that's offered to us.
When my wife and I bought the house we currently live in, it's on Woodside Drive, and the Simons were neighbors.
Yes,
and they're just very nice, genius, very nice people. And when they retired and moved on, it was great. I mean, new family's in there now, and it's nice. They're great as well. So, but yeah, I mean, he was just such a very community-minded person, and you stepped in though, and Chaddock has just continued to do great things under your stewardship as well.
Well, we have a lot of great people, and I believe in bring good people on board and let them run. And so we have accomplished a lot certainly under Jean's tenure and in the almost 30 years that I've been there. And so
you're not that old.
I was 12. I was 12 when I started. And it's just exciting to see when we see needs of kids and families that we can step up and try to meet those needs.
Years ago, when first, in part of the community, and this was, before, when you were still there, but a long time ago, it always used to be that, I would hear parents in stores threaten to send their kids to Chaddock if they were bad. And then
I got those phone calls.
My wife and I, my wife's a special ed teacher, and she'd have these, and she'd hear that comment, and she'd be upset. She goes, "That's not what they do." And she was just like my wife's always, teaching special education's always been a very strong defender of the facility as well.
Sure.
And I think I think that reputation has really gone away because of what a valued service that you have shown to prove to the community. When the kids come in, and sure, a lot of them are troubled or whatever, but it's that nurturing, that home environment, like you said, it's a cottage they're living in, and I think just that's something that really talks to these kids, and it's like, yeah, if they're having a problem or hit a bump in the road or whatever, they've got a place where they can go to and be welcome.
We are all about relationships, and the kids and families that we work with, sometimes through no fault of their own, really are struggling with relationships. Some of our children have been adopted into wonderful, loving homes, but because of the early abuse that they experienced, they're just not able to form those relationships. And so we take great pride in focusing on that and giving kids and families the tools that they need to build relationships. Not only kids from our local community, in our residential program, because of the specialized focus we have, we've actually served kids from 38 states around the country.
Wow, that's a great number. How many kids total do you have on campus now?
We have about 50 kids that live on campus. We have 100 kids in our school, and so half of those are from surrounding school districts. We work with about 17 area school districts. We have anywhere from 300 to 350 kids in foster care on any given day, as well as a lot of work going into homes and providing parent coaching. So we touch a lot of kids and families each and every day.
And you take Missouri kids as well?
Illinois, Missouri, and Iowa come to our school. We actually this year have also opened a satellite location in Carthage to allow us. We were getting calls from Burlington, Fort Madison. We just felt that was too long for a child to be on a bus. They didn't have the resources they needed in that area, so by being in Carthage, we can serve more kids and families, north of Macomb, over in Iowa, and we have our population in that school has exceeded our expectations for the first year. So the need is great, and we want to be able to respond.
Where's that school located in Carthage then?
That is right on the main drag. For those that know Carthage, we're right across from Method Electronics, where Method Electronics was.
Right, okay, all right.
And, really excited, and the community has just embraced us, and so excited to be a part of that community.
So 170 years, what sort of things do you have planned this year, special things to honor that? Anything going on?
We have, coming up in March, 23rd of March, we have a business before hours. The Chamber of Commerce sponsors those, but we certainly invite folks from the community to come and see what we're doing. We're going to have a number of historic displays. With that rich history, a lot of great pictures and artifacts from many, many years ago, and we want to share that with the community. And a lot of cool events coming up on the 9th of February. We have a training for people that work with youth in churches, whether it's youth pastors, Sunday school teachers, on understanding trauma with the kids that they're working with. Free, and I believe we're sold out actually.
Wow, right.
But just a way that we can give back to the community and share some of our expertise. We have an educational conference coming up the end of April, so just lots of great opportunities to connect with the community. And if people want to know what those are, we always encourage them to go to our website, which is chaddock.org, and list all the activities we're participating in.
We'll put a link to the website on this when we post it, so people can definitely see that as well. You also pick a very worthy person every year to honor with the Chaddock Rose Tea.
Absolutely.
I assume that's those nominations. That nomination process is already in the mix.
It is. That comes up in September. We used to do it in May.
Right. Lots
happening in May. Graduations. 1 year, actually was because of COVID, we moved it to September, and people said, oh my gosh, there's less going on at that time of year, but it's still under the white tent on the front lawn with the full tea service, and just a great opportunity. It seems every year we have someone at that event that says, I've driven by Chaddock for years, but I've never been on your campus. And so we want people to feel welcome to come on our campus and learn more about what we're doing.
I remember going to the Rose Tea, I believe it was in June one year. It was really hot. I think September's a better call.
It was hot. September has worked out great for us.
That's great. That's awesome. So, well, I'll tell you what, again, I think that your organization, and I think, I know you've got a lot of great people on your board as well. A lot of great people minded with the community, and I think that the community has certainly embraced Chaddock over the years. And again, you talk about the kids that you are serving, that you're there, you're slow. Every child deserves a chance, and that's exactly what you guys have done for 170 years.
And and it's exciting to look at what's in the future, because we've built a solid foundation that's going to allow us to reach even more kids and families going forward.
And you'll be there another 30 years?
Well, we've got a great team ready to step in.
Pick up the ball.
But that's part of it too, is growing your staff and your team. So, no one is irreplaceable.
Right.
And part of the job is to, keep that expertise going so we can continue to accomplish great things well into the future.
Well, for somebody who was a child prodigy and started there at 12,
Well,
I think you've done a pretty good job.
So, right.
Debbie, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for now. I'm Bob Goff. We'll see you next week.